Hello there, awesome video editing beginners. Just like you, I'm learning how to edit videos here in CapCut. With that said, have you ever seen a video where someone appears behind an object, or where two clips blend together perfectly, or when a transition looks so smooth that you wonder how it was created? A lot of those effects are made using one simple editing tool: masking. And the best part is, you can create these effects right inside CapCut without needing complicated editing software. In this video, I'm going to show you 4 CapCut masking techniques that can instantly make your videos look more professional. By the end, you'll understand how masks work, how to animate them, and how to use them creatively in your own edits. So let's get started. Okay, in my first example here, what I want to do is use some previous footage that Eric and I used when making our Terminator video. Last year, we built a Terminator bust for Halloween and set up a special set for it. And some of this background footage that you see here is from the 2029 Future War of Terminator. And this played behind our 3D printed animatronic, which was really, really cool. We named our animatronic Arnie because why not? But what I want to do is have Arnie, like if he was sitting here illustrating this video, much like me illustrating this video. He's going to put him in the corner. So how do I do that? I'm going to need another piece of video here from us with our green screen. So this is us talking about the build itself. That's another video if you want to watch it. What I need to do first here is remove the background. So I got to go here to remove background, and I'll do a chroma key. And then there, we got that set up right there. Of course, we still have Eric there and myself as well, which we need to get rid of us. So we'll go over here to the mask tool, click on mask here. And then I think a rectangle is going to be a much better choice in this case right here. We're going to go ahead and just zoom it right in here on Arnie directly right there. And we'll squish things appropriately here to dial in as best that we can. Maybe make it just a little bit more like that. There we go. So now we got it nice and tight there on him. And now that we've got that done, the problem I have now is he's not where I want him to be on the actual video. So we're going to go ahead and move him over here to, let's say we'll put him like right there. I want to go back to the mask right now and work on the feathering a little bit to see if we can make that a little bit better. Where are we at with feather? So just a little bit here. That should hopefully make him feel a little bit more into the scene. We'll click out of it so we get the brackets out of the way. And that way, now you can see he's here illustrating the 2029 war in LA, and he can give his full review on what's going to happen with the end of humanity or whatever he's going to do. And that right there is example 1. All right, for my second tip, what we're going to do is a split screen. Here we have an illustration where Eric is talking about the actuating of the jaw. There's a spot here where it shows that it takes over the full screen. So here, take a look at this example for starters.
Then I added a servo under the roof of the mouth to drive the jaw, but that created a new problem. It
So
collided.
as you can see here, the illustration takes over the whole view. That's a perfect example as to where a split screen would be perfect. So let's go ahead and get that done. So what we're going to do is go over to the mask again, click on here and go to split screen. Oh, it's already there. And you can see it's not right where I want it yet, but I want to drag it, grab it and drag it to perhaps right about there. And then we go ahead and watch that part again.
Roof of the mouth to drive the jaw, but that created a new problem. It collides with the neck.
You can see what Eric's saying because he wants to be on screen, and it also illustrates what he's pointing at the same time, which is a perfect use of a split screen. Okay, for tip number 3, I want to talk about animating a mask. And in this case, what I want to accomplish is creating a cool scene transition. As you can see right now, the scene just cuts from one to the next.
As you can see,
Just like that. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to do something a little bit different. But here's a use of an animated mask. So we'll go ahead and move that right back there. And I'm going to click on mask here and add a mask. And again, we're going to use the split screen mask. So go ahead and get that set up there. Oh, in order to see it, I got to be on the screen, of course. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to turn it kind of like this just for fun. Maybe a nice diagonal. And then I'm going to back this right up to the beginning of that frame there. I think I'll feather it as well right here, just to give it kind of a cool look. And then I'm going to drag this all the way down to where it's kind of out of sight. And then I'm going to go to the keyframes. So you scroll down over here and you hit keyframe there. Let's go ahead and move this down a little bit, down the way a little bit there. And then find that mask again, scroll all the way to that upper corner, and then go ahead and set that keyframe there. And that way you have that transition. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
As you can see, I'm sitting across from the Terminator.
While that worked, and it looks pretty cool in effect and all, but it's really slow, right? You can grab that last keyframe right there, and let's just move it like really in a lot closer to about right there. And let's check that out again.
As you can see,
The goal here is really just to try to create a transition that's kind of out of the way and out of sight, but also kind of cool at the same time. And that delivers it in kind of a Star Wars sort of way. All right, here in tip number 4, I want to use mask in a creative sort of way to help me solve a problem. As you can see in this illustration, Arnie's face is a bit overexposed compared to Eric and myself. So the goal here would be to help us get Arnie's face relative exposure to me and Eric. So one of the cool ways you can do that is through masking, of course. And I've already duplicated a clip right above the original clip here, and that's where you start. So you go ahead and highlight that top clip, and you're going to go to mask on that one. What we need to do is move it to a circle, and we got to zero in right on his face as best as we can, like get it super tight, about as tight as it can get there, like that, and then have it just kind of go right in on his face. So something like that, right? Okay, then the next step would be to go over to the adjust. So the goal here would be to then drop the exposure just on his face. And as we do, you can see it kind of still creates a little bit of that circle. And that's where going back, once you have it kind of where you want that exposure to be, go ahead and go back over to the mask portion, scroll down to the feather, and just kind of feather that out a little bit. And that way, what could happen there is now his face,
from this Terminator.
as you can see, it worked out quite well in terms of just focusing on his face there, and you could make it more tight and maybe less feather. And this is a great way to help solve a problem when you have an overexposure or a hot spot on a video. Masking might seem complicated at first, but when you understand the basics, you can really create some really impressive edits. And of course, the best way to improve is to open CapCut and practice these techniques on your own with your own footage. And as I'm brand new making content, and if you've made it this far, I'm glad to have you along for the journey. And if you're down for seeing more casual video and music production tutorials, please hit that like button and subscribe. My channel's pretty spanking new, so I appreciate everybody's help. Thank you much for watching.